Okay, so I am here at Hoist Lakes. I'm at the Byron Lake Spur Trailhead. I got here, pulled up, nobody in the parking lot, so I figured I had great chance of getting the infamous, beautiful Byron Lake campsite. And as I'm getting my stuff out, of course I was lollygagging, getting my stuff together. Car pulls up, two guys with their backpacking gear. So we're both in a race to get our stuff out and get going as quickly as possible. I'm sure they were thinking the same thing. They want that campsite. So of course they beat me. They got out quicker than I did, so they're up ahead. All right, we're gonna go around that. I also packed my bag kind of weird while I was trying to hurry up. I feel like my head's being smushed. This is just going to be an overnight trip. Saturday. Have to be at work on Monday. It's like 90 degrees outside today, so I'm already sweating. Probably need to get in better shape for these adventures. I saw a lot of reviews on all trails talking about how bad the ticks are. So yeah, I was kind of afraid to come here because I am literally, like, I purposely avoid areas with lots of ticks. And two, Joe Robinette actually camped here in a couple of his early videos. And in one of those videos, there was a scary snake. I don't know if it was one of those Massasauga rattlers. It looked like something that would be potentially deadly. It was really scary looking, and he ended up not camping down by the lake because of it, and that's stuck in my mind. So yeah, hopefully no snakes, no ticks. There are also a lot of bears in this area, so I'll have to take extra bear precautions. Sorry for being so out of breath. Kind of missing my canoe right about now. All right, the lake is coming up, so it's about to be the moment of truth to find out if that campsite is available or not, which it'll be a miracle. A bug just flew in my eye. It'll be a miracle if it is actually available, but I'm still hoping for a miracle. I think I might be in luck. Actually looks like that campsite might be open. How crazy. So actually a miracle happened and I got the campsite. I think those two guys ended up camping somewhere else. I mean, they're down here by the lake, but I think that their campsite is up in the woods, which worked out perfectly because I didn't want to have to find a random spot. So I got the beautiful campsite. I'm super excited about it, and started off rough, but I'm really happy at this point. Hot too. I'm like sweating like crazy. I don't even think those guys were trying to camp here, to be honest. I think they're in the woods somewhere because they came down to the lake without their packs. So yeah, I think I probably ran here in the heat with my pack for no reason, but that's all right. I'm so happy that I got this site. It literally is the most gorgeous campsite over here. So here, I'll show you. This also just adds to the beauty of the site. So thank you for that, whoever let this. Okay, so the tent is all set up. It is a different tent than what I typically bring with me. It's not like anything new. I think quite a few people have this tent or use this tent that I've seen. So we'll see how it goes, but it feels like plenty of room. The setup was really simple. I do love my 4-pole nature hike tent, but it's too heavy for every trip. So I think this is a good compromise. Alright, so I am going to find some firewood. There's a ton of blueberry bushes actually over here. Dang, I think I'm just like slightly too late for the blueberries. So that's literally somebody's underwear. Oh my goodness. As I'm trudging through looking for wood, I just remembered that snake. Just pray I don't see anything like that. This right here. This is dead. Perfect. I'm gonna get this. It's kind of big, but it'll be good. At least I don't have to look for anything else. This should be enough right here too. My mom was worried that people would think I was cutting down live trees. So I know it's dead because of how the bark is all peeling off and it's dry. It's like all flaky. And there's also no leaves on it. These just like snap. I'm gonna cut this in half so that it's easier to carry back to camp. So camp is all set up. I'm out here without my canoe today because my car was like breaking down and I had to get a new car, and my new car doesn't have a roof rack yet. So I chose to hike into my campsite this time. Super peaceful right now. Now that I'm here, there's literally nobody else around. Occasionally I will see one of the guys or both of them go to the lake, but other than that, it's really, really peaceful. So I'm glad that I came, and I haven't seen any snakes or ticks yet. Also, I did bring a thermocell for the mosquitoes. I just have seen like 50 YouTube videos of people using it, claiming that it works so well. I don't know if it's... Literally a freaking pine cone just fell on me while I was talking. Whatever. Anyway, probably not the best place to sit. I was just trying to get out of the sun. But that scared the crap out of me. Anyways, yeah, the thermosol might be a gimmick. Who knows? But I'm gonna try it and see if it works. this light, which I need to be able to see to cook, is like attracting the freaking flies like crazy. All right, so dinner is finally ready. I made Indian butter chicken with homemade naan bread. I made that earlier before it got too dark, with basmati rice. Yeah, it's like 10 o'clock right now, so I'm pretty hungry, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat. I just woke up, it's like 7:30. So a couple things. One, I do actually love this tent. I wish I'd been using this tent because it's much lighter. It's just as easy to set up, and really the amount of space I have in it is perfect. Two, the thermocell I think does work to a certain degree. I don't know if there just really aren't that many mosquitoes or if it does keep them away. I could just go for being lazy and just laying around in my tent for a while. But I do kind of want to get up and go to South Hoist Lake and North Hoist Lake and fish those lakes and see if I have better luck than I had here at Byron Lake. So I don't want to give up just yet on the fishing. Yeah, I think I'll have a better shot if I can get out early, but I also need to make coffee. So it probably won't get there. It's about 3.5 miles-ish to get there, so it'll probably take me close to an hour to get there. So a couple people asked to know a little bit more about me. I just figured I'd talk a little bit about myself while I'm drinking my coffee. So if you don't want to hear me blab for the next like minute or two, like totally understand, skip past this part. But long story short, I am from Seattle, Washington, well, just north of Seattle. Moved to Michigan in 2016, but I've just stayed in Michigan because I love Michigan. I've always been into the outdoors since as early as I can remember. I didn't do a whole lot of like camping, etc. as a kid, but the early part of my childhood I did live in a rural area where I played outside a lot. Became an adult, and then other things took priority. I moved to the city. The people that I've been friends with for most of my life and I'm closest with, it just wasn't something that we did. We'd go for we'll go for day hikes and things like that, but I've always wanted to camp and sleep in a remote area that we hiked into or whatever, but nobody ever wanted to sleep in a tent. So not really something that I ever got to do with the people closest to me. And then like 2020-ish, I started watching a lot of camping YouTube, and then I watched a couple of solo female backpackers and canoeists, Gypsy Trekker, Camper Christina, Alexis Outdoors, Hungry Hiker, and I was like, holy crap, like people are doing this by themselves, and I still was a little bit too scared to do it, so just kind of lived my life through them watching for a few years before I just decided to start hiking alone. And people thought that was crazy that I was going for hikes by myself. And then one day I just decided, like, screw it, I'm just gonna go out and stay the night somewhere and see how it goes. Everybody was like, first sleep in your backyard and see how that goes, blah blah blah, but I didn't want my neighbors to think I was totally insane, so I didn't like practice in my backyard or anything. My first trip was actually to Island Lake Rec area, where it's like a canoe and campsite. I only had kayaks at this time, so I kayaked into a campsite, and that trip went horribly. I was terrified. I literally didn't sleep even 1 second of the night. My phone ended up dying because I got the wrong battery cord for my power pack. I didn't test enough stuff out before going. It like after that trip, I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna do this again. I actually thought I wasn't right after the trip, and then I started to get the itch again a little while later, and I decided to try again on the Manistee River Trail, which was a much better trip, and did a few like close overnight trips and some actual winter hot tent camping alone, and finally kind of got used to sleeping outside by myself. But I always knew I wanted to do canoe camping. I just love being on the water, and I just like something about canoe camping. I don't know, I love it. So I got a canoe this spring, went out on my first canoe camping trip in April. Again, made a mistake and went up to, it's called Pretty Lake State Forest Campground, and didn't check to make sure that the ice wasn't out. And got up there and the lake was still like majority covered in ice. So that was a whole fiasco. So I've made a lot of mistakes along the way, even to get to this point that I'm at, where I still really don't know what I'm doing. but the figuring out process is a lot of fun. And I'm sure I'm doing all kinds of stuff wrong still. Well, I know I'm doing all kinds of stuff wrong still, but I think most people probably do learn by going out with more experienced people, and that's great. But the only thing more terrifying to me than camping alone is camping with somebody I don't know. So that is just not an option for me. And I actually like coming out alone. Like, sounds probably weird, but I don't know, there's something really empowering about being out here and just like figuring it out. And like, I have to rely on myself. If I can't figure something out, or I get in a situation, it's on me. And there's just something really empowering about that. So it's been a really good experience so far. So I'm not looking for people to go out and do this with or whatever. I'm enjoying camping solo right now. Anyhow, that's a lot of blabbing about me and why I'm out here camping alone. Yeah, I know some people like think that I'm out here with like either a guy or a whole crew or something, secretly pretending to camp by myself for fame. But that's definitely not the case. I suppose I get it. I guess maybe there are people that pretend to camp to become famous, or pretend to camp alone to become famous, but it's not what I'm doing. So and this is kind of the backstory as to why I am out here camping alone. Okay, so I just had a little mini catastrophe. Glad it worked out, but I was flying my drone and lost sight of it, crashed it, and thankfully I was able to review the footage, figure out where I crashed it. See, there are fish in this lake. One literally just like splashed around just now. I don't know why I can't catch the freaking fish that are in this lake. Anyway, so that's that. Thankfully I found my drone and it's in one piece. All right, so I am off. I have a 3.5 mile hike to go to get to, I think, North Hoist Lake. They're right next to each other. So this tripod situation is so annoying. So it'll take me probably close to an hour to get there. Try my luck at fishing there. Hike back. Pack up camp. I might eat breakfast when I get back. I didn't eat breakfast this morning because I usually don't eat breakfast. And I'm just not hungry yet. So I probably will come back, make a quick breakfast before I get back on the road, and then I'll be heading out. But while I'm here, I'd love to get to see the other lakes and try my luck at fishing them as well. All right, here I go. pretty sure that's from those coyotes that I heard last night. So yeah, they were close. Oh, so there is another campsite over here, it looks like. I thought that to find another like official campsite, I'd have to go all the way to the other lakes, but it's cool to know that there's more than one. Wow, this one's actually really pretty. Huh. Why does everyone say that the one that I had is the best one? This looks like the best one. I think I missed out. All right, gotta get going. No more lollygagging. All right, well, this is annoying. I accidentally took the trail going the long way, and I think it's the most challenging of the trails also. So at least I know which way to go on the way back. Not this way. Ow, freaking stickers. Okay, so that hour-long hike ended up being, let's see, I left at 10:30. It's 1 o'clock now, and I just finally made it to South Hoist Lake. So yeah, it took a lot longer than I anticipated. And I still have that to go back to get to camp. So I'm probably not gonna really fish at this point, because otherwise it's gonna be super late when I get back. But I did make it to South Hoist Lake. I think I'm gonna turn around and start heading back in just a few. I'm taking a quick break because I'm hot and tired. I think because the trail was so overgrown too, it just has taken me longer than I anticipated. So it just took a while. So yeah, take a quick break and then I'm gonna head back to camp. I would still try throwing a quick line in just to see, because this is the lake that's supposed to be stocked regularly with trout, but like getting down there, everything is just super overgrown. So I don't know, I don't think I want to trudge through all that after hiking this far and still having to hike back. So oh well. All right, I'm gonna head out. I am literally covered in these little stickies, whatever the heck they are. Okay, so here's a third Byron Lake campsite. So apparently there actually are a few sites on Byron Lake. Oh, I'm so happy to see this lake and to be getting back to camp. But this campsite has a gorgeous view, so at least I'll know that for next time. There are my two swans. so happy to see my tent. I'm gonna have to just like hang out in my tent, rest for a few minutes before I pack up and head out, because I do still have that 2-ish mile hike back to my car with my pack fully loaded after this. So definitely need a little break in between these hikes. Okay, back at my tent after that hike. Totally underestimated how long that was going to take. I left at 10:30 and it's like 3:30 right now, almost 3:45 right now, because I've been sitting in my tent for about 10 minutes. So yeah, didn't realize I was going to be gone that long, but I think if I'm calculating correctly, it was about 8-ish, more than 8 miles for the full loop that I did to the South Hoist Lake. Anyways, I am not done yet. I've got to get packed up, so I'm gonna get my stuff all packed up. Then I have the hike back to the car, and then that will wrap up the trip.